Hey there guys, welcome back to Let's Play Tales of the... Wow. Tales of Symphonia, not the Abyss. Wow, how far back do I have to go in order to be talking about Tales of the Abyss? Holy crap! Tales of Symphonia, Dawn of the New World. Last time we started Chapter 6, we went to both the Temple of Lightning and the Temple of Earth, which I mysteriously can't go to the Temple of Earth anymore. That's weird. I mean, I know it's sealed up, but still, it's odd they don't even give me the option of going there. However, at the Temple of Lightning, we were somewhat sidetracked and told to go to Cyback. So that's where we're going now. Man, last episode, a lot happened. It's actually been a little bit since I recorded. Sorry for the delay. What ended up happening, for those of you that aren't following my other games, is that I got to the end of Baton Kaitos, and damn, the boss of Baton Kaitos kind of kicked my keister. It took me like 2 days to get past him. It's like straight ahead. You can't miss it.
It's towards the far end of town.
With Lloyd?
Oh, I forgot we were in Ratatosk mode. I mean, I didn't, because he totally turned into Ratatosk mode in order to mess people up, but I didn't realize he would still be there.
Alright, let's head to the Imperial Research Academy and wait for Director Schneider to return.
Okay.
Did I miss Church of Martel? I did not actually believe that we would be triggering Contagious. I think I did. Damn it.
Well, yeah. This town's packed to the gills with bookworms and eggheads.
So they're the complete opposite of you?
Well, excuse me. And what about you, huh?
I'm in the same boat.
Looks like you both could stand a bit of polish at the hands of Professor Sage.
Better hope her ruin mode disease isn't contagious.
Like you're one to talk.
Actually, you know what? System load. Just because I don't know why this was, but for some reason whenever I was loading this game today, I was just like, oh, I'll just go to Cyback and then I'll watch it, because I want to talk while I'm walking there. I forgot I would go straight into Cyback. And yeah, there's definitely a possibility I can miss the Church of Martel, and I did. So let's watch that.
I heard the Church of Martel was up to no good. Looks like the rumors were true. What the hell is Zelos thinking?
The appeal of the Chosen has dropped sharply since the system that supported his status was abolished. Putting all the blame on the Chosen is unfair.
And Silveron's Church of Martel is completely controlled by the church in Tethaala.
Sounds like the Church of Martel's days are numbered.
It would be difficult to imagine otherwise.
Well, yeah, they basically got a system that it's self-perpetuating, but not really. It only exists so long as the people support it, and its teachings have been proven to be false. So you can't exactly continue to support the Martellian Church whenever we know what that it was actually founded on, and it was founded on... I don't want to say a lie, because at the end of Symphonia, we did actually meet Martel, and we found out that, you know, the villains of Symphonia were merely aspects of her, but not really her. So she does actually legit seem to be a goddess, to a certain degree, I think. And I'm not watching this again. I'm not doing it. Kitty, please. No one wants to hear you. Hey, man. Have you ever heard of the metaphor of bolt from the blue? First, a bolt of lightning setting coming from an otherwise clear blue sky. That's precisely what's happening in Sabak right now. Well, yeah, right next to the lightning temple. So I finished writing my thesis. I'll be finally done with my research of X-spheres. What are you still researching X-spheres for? They're discontinued.
Did you make this?
Yeah, something wrong?
No, it just looks a bit different.
I believe rough might be the word you're looking for. You always
Looks a bit rough, because that's Emil. He's rough.
into rabbit shapes or shaved carrots into flower petals.
Who the hell bothers with stuff like that?
But, I mean, is this edible?
I'll throw it out if you don't want it.
No, sorry, I'm going to eat it. Huh? It tastes just as good as the food you usually make.
My. Though comparable in appearance to the disturbing products of Lady Marta's cooking, it would seem the flavor is perfectly fine.
Hey, watch it.
So that's interesting. So it's the two Emils are equivalent in cooking skill. It's just one of them actually, you know, bothers with presentation. Take a break right now, you know? This reminds me of when I was a university student. Wait, it reminds me of being a university student because you are taking a break? So you were a big slacker in the university, that's what you're trying to say. I will take that. I will... Ooh, The Black Spinner. That seems... oh, damn, I can't afford that. I've actually run out of things I can afford. I guess that's what happens when I just, like, dump a, like, ton of money into items at the end of stuff. I was gonna say, I'm not gonna sell that stuff because it only gives me 1 gil. There's like no point to it. Alright. Is this the actual research place? I can't remember if it's this or the next screen. But I'm sure it exists. I'm confident that it exists. I don't think it's this, because nothing happened. Move the academic research building. We'll need to take insights from all these resources eventually. You still haven't done that? What kind of a librarian are you that you don't even know what books you have? That's like thing 1 of having a library. I mean, like, did the other librarian mysteriously die and, like, run away with all of his notes, and that's why you don't know what's in here? Really? Oh, we have a girl researcher. We better say something about love, because that's all girls care about. I'll learn how to speed read so I can zip through books at lightning speed. How appropriate, because you're near the lightning temple. Ever since I read a book here that my body's just a vessel for the soul, I've been researching ways to switch souls between bodies. I'm doing research on extracting cells of monsters with generative abilities and using the healing injuries. Thank you for doing real research. I appreciate it. There's nothing more relaxing than curling up in a corner with a nice book. Though they say guys like a nice close place to include corners are mama's boys at heart. I'm researching how magically the elves can be applied for peaceful purposes. How is it normally applied? Are the elves like warmongers? Actually, I guess with the Decians that may be the case. The Decians may be like, everyone's like, no, the elves are war happy. Absolutely. Hey, man. Lately, I've had nothing but dead ends in my research. I'm sorry. Well, you probably shouldn't hit your research. There's problem 1. You lost your research. Back when we didn't have a lightning rod, we had to be very careful when we went outside. Indeed, dog. Arf, arf. Now that's interesting. Well, let me run on top of that. That's going to be relevant later, I'm almost positive. I take my life developing the pollution-free energy source. Here we go. Here is our cutscene.
You're Aster.
I am not Aster. Aster's not even a boy's name. Of course I'm alive. I'm the freaking main character.
I told you not to get all buddy-buddy with that half-elf.
What are you talking about? And I guarantee you he's gonna be like, oh, I'm not gonna say anything.
And who the hell is Aster?
You're Aster.
The guy's like, I just said that. Man, you got stupid.
Looking for that summon spirit, Ratatosk.
Interesting. Ratatosk is a summon spirit then.
Hold on, did you say Ratatosk? You're researching Ratatosk here?
By the way, we kind of found him. He's right here. I mean, don't know what you're talking about.
Are you a friend of Aster's?
His name is Emil. He's not Aster.
Settle down, everyone. I am Regal Bryant. Director Schneider instructed us to wait for him here.
Duke Bryant? My apologies. The director is currently out in the field.
I think it's hilarious how much more respect Regal gets than Zelos. And then they did talk about, because Zelos' rank is falling now that him being the Chosen doesn't actually mean anything. But still, it's just, you know, he's going around, he's like the heir of the second most powerful family in Tetheala, but still, with, you know, Bryant being the head of Lazario, and Lazario being, you know, blossoming by trading with both sectors, it's just like his star is on the rise, and everyone's like, oh my god, it's Duke Bryant!
Oh, right, of course. Please come inside. The director's room is on the 2nd floor. It's the last room back.
I'm trying to... I actually think Emil's or Ratatosk's theme is way... Because I remember when I very first heard... oh my god, I've completely blanked on his name, but Red Jade's theme, I was like, oh, this theme is awesome. This theme is awesome. Oh, I figured he would turn and watch Aster go by. Obviously, Aster is someone they were researching
And
on.
if he really looks like Emil.
Marta, this is a video game. Aster is Emil. Things like this don't come up out of just randomness. Although I will say, I have run into my doppelganger in real life. There's a guy that looks exactly like me. I went to Boy Scouts with him.
It sounds like they're still holding on to that same old half-elf bigotry. I can't say I like that.
You don't know the situation, Sheena. I agree that bigotry is bad. However, if, you know, it wasn't really clear that they were saying that because it was a half-elf.
People to change. Prejudice against half-elves has been around for over 4,000 years. It'll be a while before it starts to fade.
I guess you're right, but still. I wouldn't be surprised if they were still locking half-elves up in the basement and forcing them to do research.
Oh, we'll put it on top of that, I guarantee it.
Did something like that?
Perhaps
Probably
we
still
should
do.
stop by the basement and check.
You mean go where half-elves might be?
I don't believe
Marta!
You too? You're friends with Rain and Genus, aren't you?
Yes, you're right. Feeling afraid like this, it isn't fair to Rain or Genus. I'm sorry.
Or all the half-elves you're, like, refusing to help. I mean, granted, at this point, they're Schroeder's half-elves, and they may or may not exist, but... It's been several years since I first began to study this giant creature's fossils. I still have more questions than I have answers. Whoops. I was trying to talk to that person, but I guess I don't get to. Ah, the cafeteria. Eating makes you sleepy, but not eating slows down your mental processes. Yes, eating is important. I don't think you didn't need to read a book to learn that. Oh my god. I heard eating foods with docosahexaenoic acid, or DHA, will increase your intelligence. I heard just saying the term docosahexaenoic will increase your intelligence. Holy crap. I'm going to use that word just casually at school. So did you hear about that docosahexaenoic? Ooh. I like buying things to cook with. It makes me feel accomplished. I hate the fact that every fruit is shown by a strawberry. I'm like, this is an apple, it is clearly not a strawberry. There's a limit, it is... And at the bottom it shows the real one. Now, I'm trying to talk to this person. There's always room for cake! Of course, they all have the same stomach. Okay. So this was not where I wanted to be, but plus I wasn't even trying to go in there. I was trying to talk to you. You will not escape me. Really? I did all that to find out you hate thunder? I have bad news for you, kid. There's not going to be a third one of these games. You'll never grow up. Hello. Welcome to Research Academy. Feel free to tour the academy at your leisure. Every time I see that word, I want to say Lazurier. I am not Aster. My name is Emil. It's slime spelled backwards. Hey, this person at least knows I'm not Aster. So I do my senior thesis on aquatic monsters. Why would you ever choose to do a thesis on monsters? So that's obviously the room Aquarius. This is the dawning of the room of Aquarius. Awesome, it's been forever since I saw you. Well done, you found me. I'm the mysterious gourmet, the Wonder Chef. I will never forget his voice. I shall give you this as proof. Use it well. I learned to make a burrito, that's awesome! God, I love Mexican food so much, you guys. Taco Tuesdays are best Tuesdays. And it's all of them. Have you ever noticed how talking and walking trigger for good ideas and help you sort your thoughts? Perhaps the set rhythm of walking has good effect on the brain. Conducting research on the existence of the history of half-elves. I actually think it's not walking that is good for your brain. I think it's getting away from distractions. Because when you're walking, you're left with your own thoughts, and there's nothing that can come along and distract you. Research that ignores existing theory is unpersuasive. Yet research based on theory is incapable of discovering anything new. Watermelons are a vegetable. Wait, what? You have a summon spirits? Sheena! Put her down to rest. Summon one. Actually, are watermelons, because if I remember correctly, vegetables grow under the ground and are dug up, whereas fruits grow on the vine, and watermelons do grow on the vine, I think. Pumpkins definitely do, and I think watermelons are similar? I am so ignorant on this stuff. Richard's greatest nemesis is time. And a while back, the underground labs where half of researchers were locked away and forced to work. You said a while back, so I better not find any here.
This is where half-elves were forced to do research. They were locked up here their entire lives.
It's really weird that you would basically lock up and force people that are smarter than you to work. You know, I mean, that sounds like the beginning of Iron Man.
Isn't in here. That's horrible. Can you imagine?
Emil, are you all right?
Where am I?
What is it?
Oh, he
You
reverted.
look like you just woke up from a dream.
Marta, you're not hurt, are you? What happened to those mean knights?
Are you okay?
How can you guys have not figured out that Emil does not, you know what happens when Ratatosk takes over? This is something I've known forever.
Come on, wake up already. The Temple of Lightning was off limits, so we came to the Cybac Imperial Research Academy, remember?
Like, Sheena, at least I can understand not knowing, because she hasn't seen this for very long, but Marta should bloody well know about it. Frankly, Regal too.
Perhaps you're just tired. Why don't you get some rest at the inn? I'll send a messenger as soon as the director returns.
How can you guys be this blind?
I'll go with you.
Like, seriously, this is not even news to me anymore. I'm amazed that they're having the party have not figured this out yet.
Thanks.
Well, there doesn't seem to be any locked up half-elves here. Is this where the fake passage was? Because there's only a fake passage.
Yeah, I'm fine. I just spaced out there for a second.
I wonder if you have a few...
And poor Emil...
Anyway, let's get you back to the inn for some rest.
Okay. I'm sorry to worry you.
I mean, on the one hand, I would say Emil couldn't know any different because he just knows that time stopped. However, you would think the fact that he has the same experience every time he gets into a fight would teach him that. I also thought it was really, really like rude that Richter, I remember his name, Richter was like, you can't rely on Ratatosk Mode. You have to, focus on the fight yourself. Even though Emil literally cannot do that. He is literally in a position where, like, he blacks out as soon as the battle begins, so he can't not rely on Ratatosk. Prisoner's Dilemma? That's what I've been trying to figure out for the past 3 years. What are you talking about? That's just a riddle. I mean, there's not like a solution to it. It's a personality-based thing. For those of you that don't know, the Prisoner's Dilemma is, basically, you are locked away. The authorities basically say that you can either rat on your friend and go free, or not rat on your friend. If your friend rats on you, you'll go to jail forever. If neither of you rat on the other, then you'll both go free. So it's a question of, do you think the other party will rat on you? It's like, it's a matter of, if you rat on your associate, then you will then they will absolutely be punished for what they did. If you don't, then you're on the possibility that they will go free and you will get the full penalty, which could be death. If you rat on them, at least you'll be cooperating. You won't die. But if neither of you, squeals, then you'll both go free. And it's just a question of how much do you trust the other ones. I've also heard it just said that, to put it in more stark terms, there's a button. If this version of Prisoner's Dilemma was in The Dark Knight Rises, or just The Dark Knight, sorry, where the Joker was like, if either of you press the button, the other one will die. But if neither of you press the button, and it was like prisoners and upstanding people. I guess, never mind. I was going to say, why does the Research Academy have more books than the library does? But that actually is not unreasonable.
You look just like him.
Oh my gosh, this guy.
They've been saying you look like someone named Aster.
I do?
You're a dead ringer. You could be his twin. But I heard Aster was killed by Richter, so...
Richter?
Wow, that's a... Oh my god. So, I always thought Aster was just someone that was important to Richter that died a long time ago. But no, Richter was probably asked to kill Aster by Vanguard. And he did it, and he's regretted it ever since. And so now here this... I'm guessing clone or something of Aster comes along. I almost wonder if Emil himself may be a Centurion. Although the Centurions can't really look like people.
Oh, you've heard of Richter? He used to be a researcher here. A half-elf.
Okay, that makes sense. I knew Richter said he'd been around forever.
I did notice he's able to use magic.
Was this Richter a tall man with red hair?
No, he's an elf. Pay attention to
A
Mil.
redhead. He went off to investigate a summon spirit named Ratatosk and ended up killing Aster.
Who is Aster? But yeah, I bet he's regretted it ever since. It's something the Vanguard kind of forced him into. Put him into a situation where he couldn't not do it. And so now here's this basically chance for redemption, a chance not to kill the person he didn't want to kill before, and he just can't bring himself to make the same mistake twice.
What a sick bastard. Damn those half-elves.
That's a lie! Richter would never do something like that!
Emil, wait!
No, that totally makes sense, though. I totally believe Richter did that.
Please, try to calm down.
I must have reminded Richter of Aster.
Emil.
That's why he was so nice to me. If Richter really did kill Aster, it doesn't make sense why he'd be nice to someone who looks just like him.
Well, yeah, we need to know what the
You trust
situation
Richter,
is.
Then I do too. Now let's go get some rest at the inn, okay?
It's really interesting how... I feel like Richter is happiest whenever normal Emil is around, and just weirdly put off balance whenever Ratatosk is around. Because Ratatosk Mode is, like, literally someone that might kill him.
Okay.
I have not done this in a long time. Yeah, I kind of like that one. I also kind of like that one. I guess I make... Oh yeah, because they're not my party, so of course I can't be super friends with them.
Marta, do you really think this Aster person was killed by Richter?
Hey, have you heard this story? Long ago, a little boy and girl lived deep in the forest.
A little boy and girl.
One day, while out on a stroll, they came upon a house made entirely of gels. They were hungry, so they started
Hansel and Gretel.
when suddenly this old woman...
Why do I look so much like this Aster? Maybe he's a distant relative or something.
It appears you were unable to alter his troubled mood. By the way, I'm rather curious about the end of your story.
Does it really matter? They all lived happily ever after. The end.
He's like, that's a terrible story. There's no conflict. There's no rising conflict. There's no plateau. That noise scared me. I was like, what is that noise? But then I remembered. I didn't even get a chance to like look around the inn. It was just like, you're sleeping. Poor Emil. I wonder if those are Aster's memories. He's actually, because some of them I think were when Richter attacked him, but they could also be Aster's memories.
Same dream again. Why would Richter try to kill me?
Are you awake?
No, Tenebrae.
Yeah, I had a really weird dream.
A dream?
Yeah, a dream where I'm killed by Richter. Hey, where's Marta?
She received word from Regal and left. Shall we follow?
Yeah.
I'm really surprised somebody didn't go. I stayed with me instead of going with Marta. Because it's like, I know that he's my summon spirit, but there's also absolutely a case to be made that, you know, his entire, you know, goal is to protect Marta. I wonder if he's not able to, like, leave my side for over long. That would certainly explain a few things.
Emil
Oh.
isn't Emil?
They didn't get very far.
At the very least, that's what Rain believes. She said as much in the letter she wrote me.
Rain writes terrible love letters.
For a while, and I believe his Ratatosk mode cannot be fully explained by possession alone.
I think Regal may be right. We once witnessed one of our friends being possessed. When Emil's in Ratatosk mode, he's being possessed by Ratatosk's power, right? But it sure lasts a long time for a mere possession, and he recalls those periods as part of his own memories.
No, he doesn't. He has no idea what happens while he's being possessed. Are you paying attention, Gina?
Seems like he doesn't remember what happens while he's in Ratatosk mode.
He never has.
The possessed party is aware they are being possessed. However, here, Emil perceives the possession as a part of him, and recently he has no memory of the incidents. This is just as Rain predicted.
I don't ever remember him remembering what happened in Ratatosk mode.
Rain's hypothesis is that the real Emil is suffering from a form of amnesia.
Wait, selective, recurrent amnesia?
But the Emil we know is an invention of his mind, created to fill in the holes of his missing memories.
Wait, what? So the real Emil is suffering continual amnesia, so he never remembers anything, and he made a separate persona in order to live out the holes of his mind that he knew would be happening going forward. That doesn't make any sense.
His aunt and uncle recognized him as their nephew.
That puzzles me as well. But Rain believes that his real self lies dormant along with his memories.
What are you talking? So there's another Emil somewhere out there, and this is just a figment of his imagination made flesh by wizardry? Like, it sounds like he's like... Is he saying that there's a real Emil personality buried that never comes out? Or is he saying there's another Emil somewhere?
That perhaps his pact with Ratatosk stimulated his mind, unlocking this inactive portion.
So the part that we've thought of as the real Emil the entire time is just like a reaction to Ratatosk mode, and the actual Emil has been buried the entire game. That would actually make sense if Ratatosk mode was initially awake, or no, if the initial Emil had to fight and save Marta, and then went into a dormant state because he actually killed someone.
I see no reason why his personality would dramatically transform simply from borrowing Ratatosk's power.
Emil, you're supposed to hide so we can hear more of this.
Emil!
In other words, the person I am now is a fake?
You heard us.
Well, you're talking in the middle of a public space.
Regal!
That's not exactly right. You're Emil as well. But your personality was created as a way to face society after you lost your memory.
So that's why he's so, like, super afraid of offending anyone. Because he can't remember what happened. That's probably also why they keep calling him, like, a beast child or something, and he has no idea why.
This is
You're
nothing
Emil.
more than my own hypothesis. Rain might disagree with this, but perhaps this person named Aster is actually you.
And Richter killed me? He just didn't do a very good job of it?
Aster is supposed to be dead. Could this be why I remember getting killed by Richter? Because I'm actually Aster?
They told us Director Schneider's back in the city.
Yeah, let's see if we can find more information. This is not entirely unexpected. I suspected Emil was Aster ever since this first started coming up. But the whole idea about Emil not being his real personality is something I definitely didn't see coming.
Academy and hear what he has to say, okay?
But Marta...
I can agree to this.
We like this.
No buts.
Marta's right.
And we won't.
And there's something else you should know. Regal's reason for saying all that wasn't so he could call you a fake. He brought it up because he's worried that you'll disappear entirely. The you are now is important to us. To me, Regal, Rain, to all of us.
Poor real Emil. Whenever he comes back, he's going to have to deal with, you know, sharing himself with Ratatosk Mode and Amnesia Mode? I don't quite know what to call this version.
I am sorry for bringing all of this up.
Please don't apologize. I want to know what's going on inside me more than anyone. Let's go to the Research Academy.
I'm curious. Do these guys have titles? No, they don't. Okay. Onward to glory. And victory. Oh, and... do not use that. Do not use that. Do not use that. Just to get that figured out. That way I can control my item use a little bit better, because they will run me dry. Alright, let me know about myself. To be out of control, I thought the cutscene would happen.
Kept you all waiting. Now, you wish to enter the Temple of Lightning?
No, I want you to tell me about me and
Yes,
Richter
there's
first.
something else we'd like to ask you.
What can you tell us about the person named Aster? And Richter as well?
Aha! I knew you and Aster were related the moment I saw you. So, are you his brother?
Maybe, but I doubt it.
Quite a
Fade out of exposition.
tale indeed. You may very well be Aster. You certainly look enough like him. Did you meet your relatives in Lewin when you were young?
When I was
I
young...
met them for the first time after Palmacosta was attacked.
Then it's certainly possible that Aster took on your name and identity somewhere along the line.
But isn't
Wait,
Emil
what?
too young to have been a researcher here?
Aster began conducting research at our facilities when he was 9 years old.
This is very confused. I don't quite understand Emil's timeline then, because then he was here as a researcher, and then he went to Palmacosta, and Palmacosta got attacked, and he used what he had learned in order to try and protect not his parents, because he ran away when his parents were attacked.
He was brilliant. It was hard to believe he wasn't a half-elf. If he were still alive, he'd be 18. Emil, how old are you?
I'm 16, but if I really did lose my memory...
Right. You wouldn't know how old you actually are.
What did Aster research when he was here?
He was originally
Ratatosk.
studying summon spirits. I believe you may have met him in Meltokio's elemental research laboratory.
I knew I
Interesting.
recognized Emil from somewhere.
Was he actually in Symphonia then? Obviously, we may not have like known him. We wouldn't have known as Emil, but was there a really young? Because this is what, like... I forget how long after Symphonia this is. Like, you want to say 2 years, but I think it's a lot more like, you know, 10 years or something.
The relevance of summoned spirits and the environment, he theorized monsters regulate the world's mana levels. To prove this, he set out to perform a field test with a summoned spirit called Ratatosk. That was roughly 2 years ago.
Why would Richter want to stop me from proving the world's mana levels were related to summon spirits?
Correct. Richter was a half-elf who worked here. He and Aster got along quite well, even collaborating in their research. The two left town to conduct the test together.
So what happened?
I don't know the details. Richter told us that Aster had died, and he subsequently left the research academy.
I have memories of him killing me.
Whether Emil and Aster are the same person?
Let's do a DNA test. Compare my DNA to the Aster DNA that we don't have.
Lena
is currently at the Temple of Lightning. She started working here at the same time as Aster.
Do we have a thing? Marta's gonna be jealous.
She also knows quite a bit about Ratatosk. I'll give you a letter of passage to go inside the temple. Go and see her.
Are you sure? It seems like you've been really strict about who you'll let inside.
Yeah, but apparently I'm a researcher.
We've had an unusual number of lightning storms around here, and it seems the temple might be the source of it.
Well, it doesn't seem. We know for an absolute fact the
What's
temple's the
more,
source of it.
The dimensional boundary in part of the temple has become warped.
Dimensional boundary?
In other words, how should I put this? This world and another world are starting to mix.
Wait, we're bringing in yet another world? How many of these things are there?
The explanation is far too complicated, so that will have to do for now.
I wonder if that's the world the summoned spirits actually come from. Because if they're summoned spirits, they're being summoned from somewhere. They're not, you know, conjured spirits.
It's not safe, so please be careful while you're in there.
Right. Let's head to the temple.
Okay.
Well, it looked like he was reaching back for his weapons right when I opened the door. I was like, oh god, Emil's gonna go on a rampage.
Don't give us any more trouble.
We've got an official okay from the director. We'll be fine.
I guess. But what if they attack us? And I lose my memory again?
Emil, give me your hand.
Huh? Oh, okay. Hey! Ouch!
It hurts, right? That's proof you're here right now.
Yeah.
Does my hand feel warm?
Yes.
That means I'm here too, right beside you. So stop looking like you could disappear at any moment.
Thanks.
That's sweet, but we all know that's just an excuse for you to hold Emil's hand. It's also really interesting, if this is the amnesia version that's meant as a defense, why can Ratatosk Mode remember everything that he does? I'm not sure. But I am going... Oh god.
Let's take it to the Cape Fortress. I'll go and get it.
I was going to say I'm going to end the... It was funny, I was going to say I was going to end the episode here, but then I immediately recognized Richter's theme.
Richter, you're the only one I can count on.
Norton, why do you have your hair like that?
Learn your lesson this time.
Was that Richter just now?
Oh, I was hoping for confrontation right here.
Temple of Lightning.
Well, this will be tumultuous.
Intends to visit the Cape Fortress.
I was thinking of asking him about Aster.
Do you think we should follow him?
Shouldn't we go to the temple first? The core is more important, and we can't just leave Relina there.
Indeed. I would like to hear what Richter has to say, but approaching him carelessly might not be wise.
Sounds like I'm going to ignore their advice and go to the Cape Fortress.
Come on, let's go.
Because that scene would not exist if they just wanted me to go to the temple. It exists to give me an option. And that is an option I am going to take. But first, I'm going to save. I will see you all in the next one. Thank you very much for tuning in.